Alright guys, let's take a quick look at WalletConnect on the channel today. Now the last time we looked at it was back here on May the 29th of this year. So it's been like 6 months since we've looked at it. And that was pretty much at the peak. And since then guys, it's crashed down and is sitting just below 16 cents at the moment. It has gotten a little bit of a rejection today. If we zoom in here at about 17.5 cents unfortunately. But there is this long-term trend line right here in yellow that it needs to cross before we get really excited. So if we kind of zoom out once again, you can see how many times that it pretty much hit this line since about June. So you can say it hit it right here in June. So second time again in June, third, fourth, fifth, sixth area we can say, maybe it hit it a few times there. So it's hit it many times and gotten rejections, and yeah, that is the main point that it really needs to cross. So if it was to do that today, basically it would have to take out this trend line and this daily resistance here. This is pretty much a zone of resistance we can say, since it comes together almost at the same point. So yeah, it would need really to cross about 24 cents. Now looking at the volume profile here for WalletConnect, we are above this volume node right here at the moment. So it's going to get a little bit easier to go up all the way until we get to this speed bump basically at about 26 cents all the way up to about 38 cents. So pretty much this is the largest speed bump. It also has the point of control up here at about 35 cents. We are well below that right now unfortunately. But yeah, if we can keep above this volume node, then yeah, we probably can make a run for about 26 to 27 cents real quick. Now the weekly Bollinger Bands have just really started forming back in August, so there's not much to see. It's not really pinching together here. The daily time frame, it is actually coming in a little bit on one another. There was more of a pinch back in the end of October, as you see right here, but that resulted in downward action. And yeah, if we go back a little bit more, it was some narrowness back here in September, but again, downward action. So nothing right now as to, Bollinger Bands, at least on the daily time frame or weekly time frame, helping the price action go up here. Now looking at the RSI and stochastic here, we are just printing the stochastic down here, so really nothing to see. RSI is quite low though, but coming up on the weekly here. Daily time frame is getting a little bit overheated, unfortunately, on stochastic. RSI still has some room to move though, but the stochastic is probably, I would say, just about to turn around looking at the previous times here. 4-hour time frame. It is actually already crossing this red line to the downside, overheated as well. RSI just came out of the overheated territory, but pointed down pretty heavily. 1-hour time frame getting into the oversold territory, so probably about to turn around here in probably the next couple of hours, I would say. RSI also pointed up here, so that's a good sign. 15-minute time frame, looks like the blue line is just about to cross the red line here to the upside. It is oversold as well. RSI also headed up. So basically these lower term time frames look pretty good, I would say. But again, this 4-hour, not so good. So midterm, not really looking that good. But the daily, it's about 50-50. So probably, I would say it's not going to break this line right here, guys, at about 17.5 cents for now. May need a couple of those indicators to kind of reset a little bit. But if it does break it, it wouldn't really surprise me so much. But definitely not going to break this trend line today, I would say. Now, one more indicator to consider, though, is the MACD, and this is headed up on the daily time frame. We don't have anything on the weekly to look at, so let's just look at the daily here. We are in a green period since the 8th of November, so about, almost 10 days, 9 days here, we have a green period. Was fading here, and now it's picking back up, so this is good. Let's just look at the 4-hour since we can't look at the weekly. 4-hour might be about to turn around here. As you see, it's kind of starting to tick a little bit to the downside maybe. It's just kind of rolling over, we can say. It's not ticking really to the downside just yet, but it's rolling over, I would say. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Daily though, in my opinion, the longer term time frame is pointed up pretty heavily, not going to cross this red line anytime soon. Now, WalletConnect is up about 8.5% right now. It is in the top 1,000 projects at 969 at the moment. You can see my average cost. I will probably DCA a little bit more into this as well soon. I do have this in some good staking in Byeconomy. I do have the link down below. It's not a partner of the channel though, but you can see my loss here, guys. But I am bringing that down ever so slightly. Day by day with my staking, and like I said, I probably will DCA a little bit more into this. Now, the max supply is 1 billion. That is not bad, and much of this is not circulating yet. Only 186 million tokens are circulating. That's pretty good. Now, if we go down, all-time high, it says here was about $1.34, so it's sitting about 88% down. Now, again, this was about 6 months ago. And this token isn't that old. I do think this has probably bottomed, just because I say that most of these tokens, after an initial surge up, like you see here to $1.34, they have that downtrend, that long downtrend that usually lasts about 6 to 8 months from the start of the trading. So basically, about a month ago, it probably bottomed here at about 7.5 cents. So if you bought it here, excellent buy, guys. Really excellent. You're up about 116% at the moment. Now, Bitcoin about an hour ago was up and it was green, but at the moment it is pulling back. We're at about $93,800. Support is at about $93,500, as you see right here. It's saving us for the moment. Saved us yesterday, but the more we hit it, the worse it is, of course. And we do risk falling through down to 89.8 basically. Now, we need to get back in, this Fibonacci here because we're still in this blue area. This is Fibonacci levels, so we are getting basically rejected here today. Also, 96,000 flat is pretty much rejecting us as well. And yeah, we'll see what happens a little bit later today, but not looking too good, unfortunately. Now, before I go a little farther in this video, guys, you can claim some bonuses on my favorite crypto exchanges below. I have partnerships with 7 exchanges. Also, if you're looking for Moodix, there's a free 7-day trial right here. And guys, if you're looking for a cold wallet that's going to pay you in the near future, well, CypherRock X1 actually is going to start airdropping within the wallet, so you can get 17% off today if you use this link. Also, guys, if you want to follow me on X, you can find me here. Now, Bitcoin is down a nice solid 12.5% for the month, unfortunately. It's not the worst month we have ever had in November, but typically November is usually pretty good. So the average 41.5% up. Median is about 8.81% up. So not looking too good. We are more than midway through November as well. So let's see if we can turn this thing around and have a solid Q4. Now, unfortunately, in my opinion, guys, we are in a bear market. We were not able to seal the weekly candle above 34.50 from last night, from Sunday to Monday. So, in my opinion, this is either going to be a mini bear market or maybe short term. By mini, I mean a couple weeks, 3 weeks, to short term being maybe like 3 months. I think we've probably almost bottomed, if not bottomed already. But I do think there could be a little bit more pain in the short term. But yeah, there is, it's the great time to really accumulate things, guys. Fear and greed is really at a low. So I'll show you that in a few minutes though. But basically you can see we're getting rejected also right here at this Fibonacci level. So not a good thing. 3 days in a row rejected. And we do have support at 29.11, but I surely hope we don't fall out of the 3K range. Now, the total market cap is also falling today. It's at 3.15 trillion. We do have a slight red candle getting rejected by 3.19 trillion. Again, it's pretty much the same deal as Ethereum. It dropped out of this channel. Not good. Now, if we go to the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, also same deal, got rejected today at 1.31 trillion. So yeah, we need to get back within this channel and through all of these resistances above, and then we'll be back in a bull market. But so far, it looks like we are in a bear market. Now, one thing I need to point out, guys, I do have some hope here. The Bitcoin dominance, if we look at this on a daily time frame, and don't look at this line right here or these lines or this line right here. Just look at this shoulder. We have a head and we have another shoulder. Now, we pretty much need this to follow through and break down, because once it does that, guys, pretty much that means we have a head and shoulders, and we're probably going to see the Bitcoin dominance just plummet after that. Now, the USDT dominance is also a little bit of a concern here because you can see how high we are, guys. We're almost at 6%. We haven't been that high since about April, so we're getting to that area. This is actually a giant cup too. That's kind of worrying that if we get a cup here and then we have a handle, this could even go up. So let's hope not. I'm not going to draw it out, but yeah, this does actually look like it could lead into a cup and handle. So we need a breakdown here. Unfortunately, altcoin season is fading here. It's still a 43. Actually, I think it went from a 45 to a 43 today, this morning. So we're fading a little bit. Now, the liquidation heat map, you have about $550 million that have been wrecked in the last 24 hours. Mostly longs, unfortunately. Now, if we go to the fear and greed, look at this, guys. Still at really low territories, like 14. I mean, this is just amazing. Yesterday, I was speaking about 10. I mean, when we were at 15, 16, 17,000, we were having these numbers. We're still at like $94,000, $95,000. This is just crazy, guys. Insane. Why people are fearing so much at the moment, I can't understand it myself. Now, if we go to the bull market peak indicators, still 0 from 30 have been hit, but this number keeps going backwards. So really interesting. We didn't even get close to, even seeing even 80 or 90% progress, and only one indicator the whole time has been hit, this cycle. So, we've never this cycle seen 2 or 3 indicators hit at once, I think. So as long as I've been watching this, that hasn't happened. And if we look at the Pi cycle top indicator, now, you can see that this is kind of going away from one another, but we need these lines to cross, and then we know that cycle is over. So this cycle, in my opinion, is just being prolonged. Now, the economic calendar, basically we just have a couple of speakers today left, but tomorrow, let's take a look here. We only have really industrial production, maybe factory orders can be something. But basically the Fed chair Barr is speaking twice tomorrow, and that's about it. So nothing really happening tomorrow and today. Now, S&P dashboard here on Moodyx, the sentiment is still risk on, but that trend is fading. We have had a little bit negative of a day today. The week, just started today, so of course it's the same number. And the month has now rolled over negative, unfortunately. FedWatch Tools is showing about a 43% chance that we are going to get a cut, but 57% chance that there's not going to be any change. Now, let me remind you that this meeting is still in about 23 days, so there's still a lot of time. These numbers can change drastically in that time. If we look at Polymarket, though, a little bit, different, but fairly similar, I would say, numbers. Unfortunately, most cryptos in the top 100 here are not in the green today, but Aster is, and I just made a video on that yesterday, so you can check that out. If you're looking to stake your WalletConnect token, go to Coinando. They have 4 deals here. Bionomy is actually where I have mine. I have it in flexible, though I'm thinking about putting it in, the 35% here, but it is 180-day staking. Now, it might not actually be 180 days, might be 150, but the length of that staking that they offered from the very beginning was 180 days. So, you can calculate that for yourself, but I believe it's still about 5 months left for 35%. Anyways, guys, do your homework before you just start blindly sending coins around. And guys, if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with friends. Like I said, check out those links down below. And that cold wallet, guys, it's going to start paying you as they airdrop. It hasn't started yet, but it will start soon. So keep that in mind. And if you want to become a member of the channel, you can do so, guys. Also, I appreciate any super thanks that you would send me, and really appreciate those who have done so recently. And guys, I will see you in the next video.